The 49ers are very, very banged up at the defensive tackle position, which was a position of a lot of depth going into this season. We talked about edge depth. That was kind of an issue. Through trades, they've rectified that. But the defensive tackle spot was a strong spot on this team depth wise. Now you've got injuries up and down the whole defensive line, man. You've got, first of all, we talked about Hargrave and Armstead. Both missed last game. Armstead's missed the last two. Now there's a chance they both play this week, but neither could play. That's a potential. You've got Kalia Davis, who is now out for a period with a high ankle sprain. The 49ers are in a spot here where they could potentially use some depth, especially if those first two are not going to be able to play, those starters. Do you think they should sign Ndamukong Suh? Now, Ndamukong Suh has not been a major contributor for a couple years. He was on the Eagles last year, didn't get a lot of time, but he is a professional in this league. He's still young-ish, young enough to where he can probably play in this league. And I think as a rotational piece, there's not a lot that they're losing out on. Now, he is looking for a team to play for. Last year, a lot of people thought we should sign him. And last year, he was choosing between the 49ers and the Eagles. The 49ers actually reached out. He chose the Eagles. Now, that was the right team to pick based off of how things played out. But now he's got a chance to potentially be a 49er if they're still interested. Do you think the 49ers should sniff around with Ndamukong Suh, or should they look elsewhere if they need to?
You sign everybody that can help you. I mean, at worst case scenario, he's depth at your D tackle spot. Absolutely, no question, no brainer. Any of these high profile, like really talented players that are available, veterans, I don't care. You go all in. This is the year, man. So, yeah, absolutely. If Sue wants to come play for the 49ers, you give him at least work him out and see what he looks like. I'd imagine he'd look pretty damn good. And I would sign him to the 49ers. I think that's a no-brainer. Any of those guys out there, I'm not sure who else exists, but I mean, signing guys like Ryan, who they signed as a safety, great job to me. Adding Jason Verrett, great job. Like, just keep adding those type of pieces, that experience, that veteran leadership. I know Sue's a little hot-headed, but on the Niners, I would love it. I think it's a no-brainer. Add him to the roster. It can't hurt anything, in my opinion, and just makes the 49ers that much better and deeper.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since you've seen Ndamukong Suh be kind of not a malcontent. I don't think that's the right word, but just play in the gray area. We'll say that. He played in the gray area a lot. In fact, he just completely went to the dark side quite a bit, if we're being truthful in who he was. But it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since you've seen that. And he's older now. He's ring chasing. He's healthy because he hasn't been there all season. The last couple of years, he's kind of joined teams late. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a ring, and I don't begrudge him for it. I think the 49ers should look to bring him on if they need a defensive tackle, and these guys aren't going to be healthy. I think that there's no reason not to. Definitely.
Absolutely. This is the time, man. This is the year. Everything's pointing in the direction 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to win it. Absolutely. Add Sue, add anybody you can think of that's going to help. Add Ertz. I wish they would have done that already as well. Just keep adding this team, put all the pieces in place that you can possibly put in. This is the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. John says, beat the Ravens, prove the point that you are the best, and don't care that the Eagles lost. Wait, I don't care the Eagles lost. Losing to Baltimore isn't an option. Leave no doubt. Yeah, and that's kind of the take that you had, Ryan. So no argument. Juan Torres says, such a tricky situation. Rest semi-injured players now or go all in and rest them against the Rams. Also run the risk of playing those injured players and further aggravating existing injuries. Yeah, and these are hypotheticals. If they're healthy, play them. If they are healthy, play them. I'm not saying because they were injured last week that you can't play them. But if there is anything that's lingering, I think you sit them. And here's my point. If you get the number 1 seed, I don't think resting week 18 is the way to go and getting a bye week. I think that you're running the risk of coming out rusty. There's such a thing as too much rest. What I would like to see is maybe rest a couple of those injured guys now, go all in versus Washington, go all in and ride that momentum into the playoffs, beating the Rams, and then you get your bye week and then you come out firing. That's the way I would prefer to see it. if they are having to choose, or if everybody's healthy, just go all in on all these games. I'm fine with that too. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm tripping out right now. Are we getting comments from Twitter now? Is that a new thing with StreamYard, or has it
Yes,
always been?
yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just noticed it on Sunday in the post game. I saw a comment come through from Twitter. That must be an upgrade on StreamYard's side of things. Anytime somebody would comment during a Twitter stream, it would not ever come up. You would never see it here, and now you are. It's actually pretty cool. So
yeah.
Gammon says this show does have a totally different experience from what it had at 2K subs to 10 plus. That's to be expected. Better product equals more fans. I miss the tight knit community vibes and connections. Hashtag growth. Yeah, I think he's talking about the super chats and getting to all of it. And I do, when we're talking, I try to put your guys' comments up on the screen, but it is harder. And I know that was one thing I felt like I was really good at, was getting to so many comments, but it's just impossible now. It is. So, I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, from a standpoint that we're growing, but it's a bad thing in the sense that you do lose, you lose part of that community feel, which is very important to me. And I definitely recognize the regulars still, and I definitely appreciate them. So Antonio Seabrook says Rams only beat us because we had Jimmy G at quarterback. Not hating, just saying they stuffed the run and made him pass, and that's the problem. Not a problem with Purdy. I agree. I agree with
Good
that,
point.
Antonio. I think that's
good
a
point.
fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. Tyler says, guys, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Tyler. And the Eagles lost yesterday. Now we have the Ravens. I am confident going into this game. Man, Tyler, happy birthday. Talk about regulars. You've been here for a very long time. I appreciate you. Everybody in the chat wish Tyler a happy birthday. That's
How
fantastic.
old are you too, man? How old are you?
Yeah,
man?
I gotta know. You look young.
Yeah.
You look either you're using an old pick or you're relatively young. So we still celebrate birthdays.
26 is my guess.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm looking at the picture.
I'm gonna go 23.
Shows. I'm gonna go 23. Yeah.
All right.
GTC Real says, here's another dono, Jesse and Ryan, for Maddox's second Christmas gift as a consolation for Monday's L and Ryan's. And Ryan's speech check app. Happy holidays. What's this speech check app? What's going on?
Let me I'll talk on the spell check app. Thanks, GCC, for pointing that out.
Okay.
But Tyler is 28, so I was closer. I win that one. Shout out to me. Hey, real quick though. So GTC was talking about Jesse and Grant know which 49er said he would come on my show, but I spelled his name wrong. Jesse and Grant are the only people that know. And I think one other person I probably told. But yeah, I asked the 49er for an interview. He said yes. He said I would come on if you spell my name correctly. But what I thought was funny is when he was trying to send me that dish for not spelling his name correctly, he made a spelling error in his response to me. So it's
comment back. Yeah, that was the best. Like, I love it. Man. Yeah. I did catch that. Here, I will say this. Think of 49ers with tough names to spell without looking it up, and you might know your answer. Grant says it was Brock Purdy. Is there an E? Bad. Is it D-E-Y? Is it just Y? I'm so confused. Yeah, there we go. He spelled. Oh, even better. I didn't even think about the per D. Yeah. Good point. Oh man, yeah. These guys are throwing up guesses. You're never gonna fully know, but that'll point you in the right direction.
There's several 49ers that have tough names to spell. If we're being fair,
that's true. Yeah, Juszczyk's not an easy one. Travarius is not an easy one. Who else has tough one? Warner and Warner, right? They spell them differently. So
you can spell Jair wrong. I would see. I could see.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Jair for sure. Yeah.
Ilanoa Hufanga. Right.
That's true. That's true. I can see. Okay. You're right. You're right. There's some tough ones. Or you could just say their name wrong completely altogether. Remember earlier this season, never forget, #never forget. Shannon Sharp called Javon Hargrave Jerome Hargrove. So there is that. Yeah. So, Jerome Hargrove, Javon Hargrave, however you want to do it.
Petty though. It's kind of petty. Like, yes, I should have been more professional and spelled the name correctly. I get that
for sure.
But